friends.
Wow, it's rare that Fran opens the show.
No, that's not the opener.
Oh, that was perfect. I was like, well, good. I'm glad somebody said something first because I didn't know what I was going to say.
Hi, Fran. Hi, Asante. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Friend Zone, your weekly take and glimpse and look and peek into the world of mental health, mental hygiene, and just overall mental wellness. Because as we say every time that we say anything, who in the hell wants a musty brain? I know I don't want my brain
They didn't open up with a
stinking.
song today, guys. I know you guys are as sad as I am.
Yes.
It's cold in here. Somebody get me a warm towel for my neck.
Right.
I think it was Mary J. Blige,
Mm-hmm.
or it might have been Mariah, but I think it was Mary J. Blige, and I always have to point to Dustin when I talk about her.
Everybody, Mary J. Blige is my favorite singer.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's hard to tell with all these gospel references.
I know, right? But
What?
now
No.
remember her style of singing is gospel and soul and rock like fused. You know?
Anyway, I say all that to say,
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige was probably the first person that I remember. She was like, "Oh, I'm a diva. I need to have a warm towel around my neck." I don't remember what it was on. I was young as hell, and it might not have even been Mary J. Blige. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Friend Zone. It got a little real here a second ago because I was in my feelings about something, and so it made it a really good topic to go into for on the show. And this week we want to talk about kind of boundaries with friends and, dealing with conflict. And I just kind of had a moment where I found it really hard to deal with what was happening. Like I always shut down in the middle of conflict. And then I sense that people do sense that I've shut down. And because I've shut down, it's like, well, what am I supposed to do now? And so how do when I've shut down in a situation, how am I need y'all because, I think that y'all are two level-headed individuals. And when I shut down, it's around y'all, actually. So when you get that vibe from me, what would be your advice to me when I'm shutting down? When you see me shut down, what's your advice to me?
Well,
or to any friend in the friend zone that was shut down.
Any friend in the friend zone. I can relate because that was something I actually had to overcome when I felt threatened or triggered or disrespected. Just a bunch of different feelings that I would feel. I would shut down. And a lot of the times that meant me having to walk away because I was the awkward one that would just be quiet and look mad, So, but what I did to overcome that, especially with friends or people that knew me well, I would say it. I would just say it. I'd be like, you guys, I feel like shutting down because I just don't feel good right now. And just saying it and admitting that you're just in a bad headspace in the moment. Or if whoever it was that triggered you, just saying it to them like, I have to pause for a second because what you said just kind of pissed me off, but I know it's me. So I'm going to just kind of like chill for a second and rewind. And then most people are actually more accepting of you just putting it out there than you just standing there awkward. And then everyone usually laughs or something, or your friends, try to help you get out of that space. And a lot of the times just putting it to the light will kind of like make it scatter after a while. Because a lot of times it's when you're in your head that things feel so much bigger and heavier and more complicated than they actually are, if that makes sense. And then once you say it out loud, you're like, all right, I'm definitely tripping because it's not that serious. That's what I do. I just say it. That's what has helped me kind of get over it.
I believe in everybody's looking at me like, you better say something. I believe in prioritization, right?
Right.
For me, everything has to make sense for me. And so especially when it comes to my energy, because I've tried to design a life for myself that is stress-free, within my control, the inclusion of stress into my moment, like it's just a hard thing for me. And so, like I said, everything has to make sense. And sometimes you are in situations where things just happen and it kind of comes out of nowhere and you can't necessarily make sense of it at that time. And I have to learn how to prioritize what's important in that moment. Is it more important for me to be offended, or is it more important for me to look at this from a logical perspective and really figure out what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? Even when I'm in the dark. It's very difficult because there's a part of me that feels like you did absolutely nothing. So there's no reason that you should extend yourself at all.
Right.
Because this is completely out of your hands and out of your control. There's another side of me that's like, yeah, but who's involved? What's going on? You care about this person, so this is what you should do. And the middle part is what's hard for me. But because I'm such a black and white person, I always pick a side. I just figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to feel about things. And I soldier through whatever may be challenging as a result of that. So that's what works for me.
Right. So when you shut down, Asante, what are the usual symptoms? Like what happens?
The symptoms of me shutting down?
Yeah, like what does you shutting down look like? Because it looks different for a lot of people.
That's true. Normally the first sign that I've shut down, like for me, is when the words "okay" have left my mouth. Like I'm just like, okay, because for me, I think most people have already like made up their mind about something when it's happened, and so normally I've shut down and I've said okay, but then I want to come back later and explain. When I try to explain later, it's my perspective I'm trying to explain, not what actually did happen, you know? So that's what I'm trying to say, like, well, this is what I thought was happening, and that's why I like shut down in that moment, you know? So I think it's hard for me to identify that trigger, because I just know once the words okay have left my mouth, like I don't really...
Like it's over.
It's like a cloud. It's like I don't really want to be bothered with anything else that's going on. Like I'm defeated almost. That's why it's hard for me to kind of like get back up from certain situations. But then a lot of those situations that I do just say okay to, if I don't pursue them, you know, some of them just kind of disappear. Like they're really not that big of a deal anyway. But then in those moments where it's like, damn, this kind of went away, and then I want to come back later, sometimes I'm like double triggered, or like just like trying to shut down on top of shut down, and then it's like I really don't know what to do, or I just like don't even know how to move forward.
How do people usually react? Like the people around you that are consistently around you, what do they do when you shut down?
Normally I'm left alone, or like everybody just kind of goes on about their day. Like, and not to say that the world needs to stop or anything like that. I've always tried to be very self-sufficient, but I have always tried to be a caring person, you know what I'm saying? And I've always like wanted that. And so and I think it goes back to the childhood thing with like family and stuff, because it was just like me and my sister, and it wasn't like there was like other people watching out for us, you know what I'm saying? So I think once I have those friends that I'm kind of like, oh, like we always looking out, we this, we that, you know what I'm saying? The moment that some shit kind of goes south, it's kind of like, well, like Dustin was saying, like, you know, in that one hand, you know, like, oh, I know this person, like, you know, what's going on, all that. Like, you always want to think about those things. And I think that's why that shutdown happens, because you don't want to get to those things. So when I hurt somebody's feelings by shutting down, I think I know that it's wrong, but it's like picking the lesser of two evils, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know that if I don't say anything, it's worse than me saying some shit that is either just flat out wrong or just, you know, unforgivable, you know what I'm saying? Because I've just been in situations where people have just said some very unforgivable shit, but because I'm the type of person that I am, I normally let that stuff go, you know? So it's kind of hard to like decipher the two, or like decipher just how to get out of that cloud, that haze when it happens.
Yeah, I totally get it. And it really is like it almost feels like a room, at least for me, when I get in that shutdown mode. It's like I step into a room and close the door, and then the whole time I'm in there like freaking out, and have people around me don't even realize, and I'm just figuring out how the hell do I get out of this funk right now,
Right?
Because it comes over so fast, you know, like you said, the minute the words okay come out your mouth, it's like that's it, it's a wrap. And then the rest of the process is, okay, how do I get out of feeling like this? And I saw it in your face, but I just didn't know what happened. So when you shut down, it was, you know, I'm so used to that, like, because I was like that, most people are. But I was wondering, okay, like, how's he going to get out of this, especially now that we're about to record? Like,
and that was,
how do you force yourself to snap out of it?
That was the problem, was that we were just about to record, and I just shut down. Like, normally I don't shut down like that right before anything. Like, normally, you know, Dustin said he's designed his life to be like comfortable. So like normally, like I have kind of finagled a way to just when stress hits me, like it's at a good time. Like when some shit goes wrong, it's convenient to go wrong at that. So like to do it right before the podcast, it was like, damn, like what the fuck am I going to do now? And then I was going to try to resolve it like one way, but I think by then it was because I don't have a lot of experience in resolving from the shutting down. It all just got fucked up because I don't normally shut down right before some shit. Like normally if I shut down before like bed, it's like, all right, I'm in my house. I don't got to worry about shit for the rest of the day. So it don't even matter. I'll get over it tomorrow. You know?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think it's common. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, it's hard. It's one of those things that it's going to be different for everyone, you know, like the things that'll help them get past it.
It's different for everybody because like I don't shut down.
You don't shut down at all? Ever?
I'm not a shutdown person. No, never. What
so
I
when
do
you feel
is
awkward, you just say it.
No, I think about it. Like when I feel awkward, and I think that this is what I don't understand about when you shut down, Asante, because like in that moment, I think about, is this something that is worthy of like me having negative energy towards it? You know what I mean? I think about like literally what has happened as in opposition to responding to my immediate reaction to whatever. So when I'm in those moments, I guess that's why I don't shut down, because I always think about it. If something pisses me off, I'm like, but was it really that? Or was it this? Or maybe I'm tripping, so I just chill. Or I deem it blatantly disrespectful and then I get pissed. Like, so for me, I figure it out like in that moment, and I don't have that shut down thing. And everybody's just different, but I just don't have that.
Right.
So I'm more like I react. You know what I mean? As opposed to withdrawing in situations. And before I react, I think about, is it even something like, is this even a thing? Is this some type of conflict? Is this a problem? Is this something worth anything? It's not. Maybe I'm just bugging, you know? And so I kind of like filter it that way and keep it moving. And that's just what works for me. So it takes patience for me. Like to deal with that part of your personality, it takes like patience. It's an exercise in patience for me because I don't understand it. And by me being directly involved in it, I have to step outside of myself and my immediate reaction to your behavior. Right. And it takes like patience on my behalf. And so it's something that I learned from. I don't fault you for that. You know what I mean? Everybody's different. Everybody does things differently. And that's just what it boils down to. And I think that that's the lesson in all of this, right? Is that you have to allow everyone their space to be themselves and to go through their natural mechanisms. And theirs may be different from yours, you know, but you just have to learn how to be fair to each other
and coexist.
Coexist, yeah.
Yeah, and just being compassionate too.
Yeah,
you know? I think for me, one of the big triggers, like, is just, or like one of the big themes is communication. You know, like the reason I shut down is because communication. Like I don't like to say a lot anyway. That's why, like, on the podcast, I probably say the least, just because I try to, like, keep up with all of my thoughts as best as I can, because my mind is always thinking about, like, a million things at once. And maybe everybody's is, but I just haven't figured out the best way to control everything that I'm thinking about. So when I'm thinking about all of these different things and communicating with other people and doing all this shit, or this stuff, pardon me.
Pardon me.
When I'm doing all these different things, it's hard for me to want to be active in my communication. That's why I try to say as little as possible. I try to make certain words count. And so then when I'm kind of fucked up on the communication front, when I don't know what to say next, or I don't know how to put all my thoughts together, that's when I go into shutdown. It's like trying to push a couch through the front door, you know, like instead of doing it, you just say, okay, and you put it down because you just don't know what you're about to do, you know? And I'm just working on my communication and growing.
Yeah, and you know what? You actually reminded me of something, because I now you have me thinking, like, what are the things that I did to overcome, you know, those shutdown modes? And one thing that you have to start, like, looking within yourself too, because this is what happened with me. So I'm saying it in case you can relate. I was always in a very victimized space. Meaning every interaction, I was always looking to see who was trying to come at me, or, you know, and it's like I was constantly a wound. So when you're like walking around as an open wound, everything's going to feel like a jab. It's just the space that you're in. So it's sometimes you have to actually look at yourself like, why am I constantly feeling this way regardless of who I'm interacting with? Because if you're the common denominator and this is a reoccurring theme, then you have to wonder, why does, like, why am I receiving everything mentally in that way?
Right.
So once I pulled myself out of that victimized narrative of feeling like every interaction was a negative one or a heavy one, and not saying that that's how you view the world, but you just have to be accountable for how you're receiving information. And that changed my life a lot. Once I was just happier with my life and the moves I was making, the direction I was going, suddenly all these interactions didn't feel like attacks, because I was just so in my world. And I don't know if that's making sense, but
it is.
Yeah, like I said, and actually, there was a quote I saw online that so it just triggered this part where the girl was like, "Yeah, if you walk around like an open wound, everything's gonna feel like an attack, like a stab, like a jab." So you have to be mindful of how much negativity you're carrying on your own.
Right.
I always say, I don't think hell is like a place, but I think it's just an energy you carry.
I agree.
And you can create your own hell on earth on a day-to-day basis.
That's why it feels so good to insult somebody and say, "Go to hell," because it's like you tell them to really feel shitty. Go to hell. You're not telling them to go to a literal fiery pit. That's why it's fun. Go ahead.
Right. No, but you know what I mean? Like it's an energy that you carry. So I think you should look into like, why do I always feel this way from people? And why do you even allow yourself to feel that way? That's the biggest thing for me. It was like I was tired of always being offended and defensive and thinking that every conversation was an attack. Like, it's just the way I was viewing the world. And once I flipped that narrative and told myself, like, listen, I'm fly. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm doing. Suddenly, no one even had the power to turn that switch in me because I didn't allow that switch to be flipped, if that makes sense.
Right.
So you might, because I mean, this is a theme me and you have discussed before, just even the role you feel you play within the people you're close to.
Right.
You already sort of feel victimized, like your friends might not, consider certain things as much, or your siblings or your mom, so it's like maybe you're tying all these themes together, and that's what causes you to receive things in that way. Maybe. And I can only say that because that's exactly who I was.
Right.
So I speak from experience.
Right. Well, since you up here giving this lesson for free. So the next time I go into shutdown mode, I could just pull you in the room with me. You gonna work it out?
Of course.
All right.
I'm very familiar with that because that's literally my personality to a T. I was always taking everything the wrong way. Like, I was that person. You say something and then all of a sudden my face will morph and you'd be like, what? I didn't.
And I think that's why
I didn't mean it like that, and it was a constant, I didn't mean it like that around me because I was just always on edge about everything. It's just like, dude, just chill out. Why are you taking everything that way?
And I think that's why, like, the shutdowns come so hard sometimes because it's like, it don't happen does it happen frequently? Do you feel like I shut down a lot? You can answer honestly. I don't give a shit.
I don't know.
Well, I do, but like, I don't feel like I shut down a lot. So that's why when it happens, it feels so intense in that moment. It's like, oh, this is some bullshit. So just say okay and get out of it. And it's like, okay, and then I just say okay, and then like I'm trying to let it go. And normally I let it go, but then I don't know. Sometimes things linger a little bit. And then we come into this room and I was going to be, all right, we just going to solve it. And then I started it back up. And so it's just like, it was flares tonight. I don't know what the fuck this was, but that was some bullshit. I just wanted, I think it was important for people to know on the friend zone that sometimes shit do happen.
And this is why we didn't get a song this week.
Right.
They didn't have no song in their heart tonight.
Y'all might get a song at the end of the episode. I mean, we had a great weekend. Like, it was fun as hell. Yeah,
y'all were all in a
double
fancy
Halloween
bus on the way to DC on Snapchat. I was totally stalking your Snapchats.
Were you?
Yeah.
You should have been stalking his.
Because I was sad that I couldn't go to Trilloween.
You should have been stalking his Instagram likes.
Oh,
like
Stop.
like the Tia Marie Blazers.
Stop.
Blaze hers.
Right. Tia Marie has the dumbest line, celebrity endorsement, product, whatever the fuck it is I've ever heard of in my life.
Oh,
selling
listen to
blazers?
this.
I thought you were joking.
No.
And
Blaze
it's not.
hers.
It's not just a blazer. It's
Blaze
like
hers.
coat dresses, like
Coat dresses.
yeah, like a coat, but it's a dress. Like it's awful.
It's
and
pretty bad.
listen, friend, it's
I'm
spelled.
like trying to picture.
It's spelled Blaze Her, like BLAZHEI, like Blaze Her.
Blaze hers.
And I love Tia Marie. She's from
I
Detroit,
don't.
and that's enough of a reason for me.
That's all it takes.
And and that's it. And I want her to do well. I just, for real, Tia Blazers.
They had Tia Marie on that table.
Sucking the fat out of her. She got lipo
She looked like the Tia
on
the
national
Unpretty video.
television, and
She
they
looked like-
showed the fat going into
She looked like the Unpretty video.
the canteen or whatever the hell it
What?
was.
Wait, on Love and Hip Hop?
Yeah.
But lipo, she's not a big woman.
Well, I mean, you know
She had
what?
gained
Let
weight.
me say
but,
this.
she
Yeah,
Tia
didn't
but-
Marie
look like
gained
that.
weight, but she
yeah,
was
but lipo to me is when you're
obese.
at a size that working out is like difficult. You know what I mean?
Well, I think she might have gotten a fat transfer, which is a whole nother conversation.
She got both actually. She
Oh,
got
she
fat
got
transfer and lipo. Yep,
Well,
bless her heart.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, more
I
power
did jam
to
to the
you.
music.
What makes you happy?
Sponsor is still my shit.
Sponsor. Oh my God.
Yep, with
Do it
Gucci
back.
Mane and Soulja Boy.
Jeez. Well.
What's your
I'm
wellness
like, how
tip
do-
be?
Well, all right. So we are going to transition from discussing how, shut down and the mind. You guys know how I just go with the flow. So I think a good way to segue would be to talk about your home and the spaces around you and the energy that is around you, since we were telling Asante, like, are you mindful of the things that are around you, how they affect you? This is the reason you even have a shutdown mode, So I got asked today, this is what kind of triggered the thought. A friend of mine was asking me today about my home because I have a very minimalist space. If you go into my home, literally, I don't have more than I need. I have my couch, I have the table in the middle, I have my desk, like everything is just very intentionally placed.
It's perfect.
Right. Thank you. And so, my friend asked me today, I realized that your home is so minimalist. Like, you don't have a lot of stuff anymore. It was that on purpose, or was it just like a stylistic choice? And then I told her, I was like, you know what? No, it actually was completely on purpose. When I first moved in, I was always suffering from so much anxiety in my mind. Like Asante was saying, your mind is constantly running. So having a lot of stuff, even visually, was adding to my anxiety. When I opened my closet, all those things piled up on those top shelves, all these sweaters, all these shoes, things I wasn't even wearing. Go in the kitchen, things in the fridge. You know how you might have things in the fridge that have just been there?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just like
That old ass baking soda in the
right,
corner.
Okay, you get exactly what I mean.
Yep.
That freaking salad dressing that's been there for 3 years.
Them old ass pickles.
All of those things, you'd be surprised, will deplete you, even down to that old ass pickle jar.
Yep,
You know what I
wearing me
mean?
out.
In the cabinet, all those Parmesan cheese, whatever, like things in your house that just don't
Yep.
need to be there. In the bathroom, why do you have all these bottles of shampoo if you only use one? You know what I mean? Why do you have 60 coats if you only wear 2? Like,
Yep.
so all these things create heaviness in your house, and the space that they take up, it actually takes up space that you could be breathing and free. And think of ventilation, not just in the sense of, or rather circulation, not just in the sense of your body and how your blood is flowing, but also how you're breathing and how your mind is flowing with the energy you've created in your house. So that's why I've created a sort of minimalist experience where when you walk in, there's just a lot of open space. And I removed things from my house that I felt I was hoarding. And it's weird because I actually tied it into an emotional experience for me, where I'm someone that will go through the same experiences over and over again. and not really sit and think about why they're happening, you know, and I hold on to things and feelings, and everything is just me. We've discussed this before about my difficulty with letting go.
Right.
So I realized that even with the stuff in my home, I was having difficulties letting go. I mean, to people listening, do you have like notebooks from like high school and college? like I have books, I have notebooks, I have things that I just would not let go. And it's like, well, what am I holding on to this? What relevance does this have in my home and my life?
Exactly.
And who I am right now. So I just like got all these garbage bags. I let go of all those little cute notebooks I was holding on to. Even I had like study guides from college, papers, essays, you name it. It's like I didn't want to let go of this life that I guess I thought defined me in some weird way. But once I got rid of all those things, donated tons of clothes, you know, those clothes that you have in your closet that you have not worn, but for some reason you don't want to get rid of. It just doesn't really make sense, you know? So I finally gave those away. All the shoes, I went in my fridge, got rid of that old ass baking soda.
Baking soda.
Right.
I got bacon.
And even, you know, how you might have things in your house that you've been putting off, like there's that plant you needed to repot, or that light that went out in the bathroom and you never changed it. Like, you need to be more mindful of the things around you and how they affect your mind. And I think that's something I would suggest to you guys, whether you live in a room, a house, an apartment, whatever your living situation, start looking at the things that you are waking up and looking at every day, you know, and try to create an environment that relaxes you and doesn't add to your anxiety and doesn't add to the clutter of your life, you know, on a literal and figurative sense. And I promise you, even creating a space where when you open the window, the air can just flow freely, like you'd be surprised, like all that really contributes to you coming home and just feeling relaxed. You know, it's not just about meditation or herb baths and things, but it's actually, you know, it's not just about the people. We always talk about get rid of negative people and toxic people, but it's also things, you know, and how places make you feel. And your home should feel like a sanctuary, which is how I like to look at my home. That's my little corner of the earth where I can kind of close the door, turn the noise off, tune everyone out. And that sanctuary should feel like that. It should make you feel godly. You know, it shouldn't. It really should. You know, you should walk into your space.
Feel like Dave Schloaf.
And it should.
So your house should be all white.
Oh, Lisa Ray.
Your house should be your recharger.
You're right.
You know, that's your charging station. So create environments within your home that recharge you, because that way you can be of better service to the world when you step out.
Damn right.
And that's something that I think everyone should do. That should be the exercise for the week. And you know what? It's not an overnight thing. Don't try to throw out everything in your house in one day. I always say go room by room, you know, and sit in each one and say, okay, I'm going to start dissecting this room to see all the stuff I'm hoarding, because the stuff that you hoard, those are feelings that you're hoarding. And as soon as you let them go, you just feel so much better. So if you're suffering from anxiety and heaviness, and just, you know, the everyday clutter of life. Yeah, the everyday clutter of life, then being mindful of the space you've created for yourself is something that I definitely suggest everyone to do. That's why when people come to my house, like Asante and Dustin said, there's like a peace and a calm that you feel, because I've replaced stuff with energy. Now you walk into my house, it's plants and art, and you know, it's things that are high vibrational. So that's the exercise, the wellness exercise for this week. Make sure you guys are living in healthy spaces, you know?
I feel a step ahead of the game because I just pulled my bed out and swept all underneath it and shit today. So
and that's so important. Like,
you got to sweep around.
Yes.
Gospel song. Bam, sweep around.
This episode should be called
context,
The Mixtape.
right? There was a commercial, a gospel compilation CD commercial that came on BET all the time. And one of the songs on the compilation CD was Sweep Around by the something brothers. I don't know. But look it up, Sweep Around. As a matter of fact, I'm going to find the commercial and I'm going to tweet it tomorrow when the show drops.
Sweep around.
There's a gospel commercial and everybody knows it's the commercial where the guy said, "Who in the hell left the gate open?" It's that commercial. That's where everybody got that from.
I like how we all like. I don't.
I
know
know
what
that. I guarantee you, we're gonna get tweets tomorrow. Like,
People
trust me.
being like, I know. No, but you know what? That's actually a fantastic point.
Yep.
Move the furniture in your house, even just move it around for a different vibration too, you know. But most importantly, and maybe I understand the way that especially New York apartments are set up, not much moving around you can do half the time. But sweep under the bed, like listen, all of that is energy. Like just change it around, you know, just clean stuff out. Really, I always say your home is such a reflection of your mind, and for me, when my house is really messy, my mom, anyone who comes over automatically knows Fran is not in a good space, because I'm usually very, very neat.
Yeah.
And as soon as you see that pile of clothes somewhere in the room or the kitchen has dishes, it's always a reflection of the space I'm
something
in.
going on.
Yeah, so if you want to you know, if you want your mind to kind of clear out, then clear out your space.
Yep. Great choice, friend, this week. And your nail polish looks really nice this week, too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now, it's time for our favorite segment, Asking for One of Y'all. And we look forward to this segment every week because it's our opportunity to be nosy and tell people what to do. Who doesn't like to be nosy and tell people what to do, right? Right. So this week we're switching things up. ASAP Asante decided that I should read the questions this week, and they have been.
I don't want to be an ASAP because you made Shirley an ASAP.
Yeah, Shirley Caesar is like legend.
He said, "I don't want to be."
I know, but like, well, then I don't feel blessed enough to be an ASAP. Okay. I don't feel blessed enough to.
Do
be
you
an
want
ASAP.
to be?
That's terrible. I don't feel blessed enough to be an ASAP. Oh my god!
So
I want to be an OVO.
Okay.
OVO sound.
Okay. Ovante.
No, that's not how it works. You don't have. Okay. Before he reads off those questions, don't forget to send in any questions, comments, and concerns to the friend zone at loudspeakersnetwork.com. I read all the emails all the time, and that's why I have some great questions picked out for Dustin to read tonight. So if he laughs in the middle of them, do not get offended. He's caught off guard.
Okay. So here we go. This email reads as follows. Please help. Hey, friends. I need help on something that I've been going back and forth with myself over. This is definitely a run-on sentence. I need help on something that I've been going back and forth with myself over this issue, and I need an unbiased opinion. In August, I found out that the guy that I was dating had knowingly given me herpes simplex virus 2. I have been completely turned off from dating because I feel completely broken and embarrassed. When I do decide to get into the dating world again, when do you think is a good time to tell the person that I'm dating? On one hand, I feel like I should tell them right away to avoid getting feelings invested in me because they surely won't want to deal with me after finding out.
Damn.
On the other hand, I feel like my genitals aren't a person's business until they are, and I don't want a person to look at me as a disease instead of a person. I take medicine that suppresses outbreaks and brings the risk of transmission down to 1%, but I would never get into bed with someone without them completely knowing my status. Please help.
Wow.
Yep. So who wants to go first?
For once.
Well, I pray that I never am in a situation like this, but if I were to date someone that was in a situation like this, I would want them to tell me before we got intimate. It would be fair if they told me before we got intimate. I mean, obviously I'd want to know up front, like, you know, hi, my name is such and such, I have this. But, you know, in real life, I feel like, especially in the gay community, there's all sorts of things out there. And I always say to myself that it's fair if you let me know before we get into bed. Like, if I've dated you for 2 or 3 times, then it's fine, because I probably haven't kissed you on any of those dates, depending on our arrangement.
That's a tough one, because I'd absolutely agree that they should be told before you're intimate. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't,
human.
Yeah, I don't think right. I don't think any of us are gonna contest that one. But when in the dating process, before you even get physical, do you bring that up? Because you're not gonna bring it up on the first date. Obviously.
It's definitely information that needs to be
addressed,
handled with care, right? On both ends. It's something that needs to be shared with the people that need to know that, which would be anyone that you intend on being intimate or sexual with.
Right.
But it's also something that needs to be kind of respected, because I'm sure it's, something that you aren't the
don't
most
want
proud
to
of.
tell
And
everyone.
it's not
Yeah.
everybody's business. And so I guess you have to use your discernment as to when that's okay. The whole point of dating someone is getting to know them, right, and forming trust. And so when you invested enough into a person to trust them with that information versus when you have not. And the great thing about it is that you don't have to feel guilty about it because you're dating in the first place. So you're essentially screening them to see if there's someone who deserves to know that about you.
Right.
And I think that the fairness comes in you offering that information before it's too late for them, before they're emotionally invested. You have to find that fine line of that space in between them liking you and actually becoming serious about your courtship. And that's the moment that it would be appropriate to share that with them, because then it's offering them the chance to make a decision.
Right.
And so that's my excuse me, that's my only I guess advice would be to just really be wise about the status of your relationship, where you are with each other, and really look to see if the person is trustworthy. And that's how you'll know if it's okay to share that.
Dang,
So
that's
just-
a tough one.
So like just right before it gets serious, like keep them around and don't sleep with them for as long as you can. But right before it gets serious, just be like, all right, so this is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you guys are like becoming more consistent with communication, you
Right.
always know when you and the person are kind of like, it's like the vibe is changing. It's like now we're hitting each other up a little more.
Right.
Now we're seeing each other every weekend, or, plans include each other all the time. Then maybe that's when you're like, you know what, before things get to a point where we might be exclusive or whatever, there's something, that we should definitely discuss. But it's just so tricky because it's like, I don't know. That's a tough
Because of
position.
the
I don't
seriousness of it, right?
even- That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like to put yourself out there, which you have no choice at this point, But that's scary to just say that to anyone, especially in this day and age with social media and people, blasting each other and posting screenshots,
Seeking out shit
seeking
on
a-
people.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people even would take joy in ranting about a story like that, because then they can get a Zola pilot. Or
Right,
something, you know
right.
what I mean? Like nowadays, the crazier the story, or like I don't know. That's a tough one. I honestly wouldn't even know what to say.
So just pray on it, girl.
We
That's,
would-
Yeah.
that's all you got to do. Like,
The only
just
thing
give
I
it
can
over to
say
the
is
Lord.
just continue to be mindful, because the way that you got it from someone that I'm assuming didn't tell you, so
right.
just remember what that feels like and keep everyone else in mind. That's really the only advice that I could give.
concentrate. That's the song for this week. It's not a gospel song though. It's not a gospel song this week.
Oh,
this
no,
week's
what?
song is not a
Today's
gospel
show
song.
is just
I wish
upside
they would have seen
down.
how he was like,
Right. This,
Like a
this is
kid.
this is old school, right?
he got
This
his
is for all
favorite
the old
present at
heads.
Christmas.
So look up "Concentrate on You" by LTD and Jeffrey Osborne. Well, Jeffrey Osborne was the lead singer of LTD. I guarantee you, your mama and daddy know this song. It's called "Concentrate on You," and it's the best fucking advice you could ever give somebody. Concentrate on you. Don't worry about me. Just concentrate on you. So that's the song for you. It's to just concentrate on you, Monitor where you're at in this situation. When it's time, it's time. And if it's not, tuck that secret right down into your Chanel bag and keep it moving. And that's it. Okay? Keep you a herpes card, girl. Get you some cards that say, you know what, here we go. And when it's time to pass out your business card, you pass out your business card. You get what I'm saying? It's your business. Yeah. That's what you do.
Your business card.
No
I
one's
see
ever
what you
gonna
did
write
there.
into us ever again.
That's what you do. But we love you and we
I
we
like the
support
thought of
you
the
in
business
this.
card.
Your
but
business
until I
card,
slide
right?
You my business card. You
Theoretically,
need to leave
your
out of my
business card.
Your business
Yeah.
card. This is kind of brilliant.
Yeah, your business card. Bam. Okay.
Oh,
So here we go with our next letter, since I'm the guy that's delivering the letters this week. This
That's
is
right.
good.
Coming with the news.
I won't be reading the subject line of this email. Okay, so the email starts off as such. Do you know what the subject line is, friend?
yes.
Okay, good. Good morning, Asante, Fran, and Dustin. Let me start by saying congratulations on all your success. I'm a huge fan and admire you guys and your opinion, so don't hold back.
Nene Grinch laugh.
But first, let me start by asking, But first, hop out the mud. Well, I'm just playing. Okay, but first, let me start by asking you guys to keep this anonymous because I know y'all be fucked up sometimes, and there is this question that might affect my money, and I don't play that. Plus, y'all are low-key famous. No, we're not, and you're funny already. So I'm 23, in college, a father, and also an up-and-coming recording artist and composer. I'm not looking for a shout-out, I promise. Recently, that's two. Now, that's the second one in this email I done let slide so far.
Come on.
Okay, back to the email. Recently, I've been asked to perform at gay clubs throughout the city and neighboring cities. Me and my team have been contemplating this question for a while. They do ask me to promote on social media, and the flyers sometimes are less tasteful than I would like. But what makes it worse is that my friend has been the one booking, promoting, and getting me these shows, and I know she will feel away, one word, if I do decline. I am a straight, black, educated male, but my mom, manager, and growing up in show choir, most of my friends are gay. I'm going to read that one more time. I am a straight, black, educated male, but my mom, manager, and growing up in show choir, most of my friends are gay. FYI, most of them niggas ain't no help. LOL.
What is happening?
I'm like...
Realest man ever was.
Pros. The venues do pay. And as I said before, I'm in college, which means I'm broke. Any chance to perform is great experience, and more shows equals more fans. Cons. Some people might feel uncomfortable in that scene since I do promote through major social media, and that might hurt my growth. My question is, should I do these venues and shows and say fuck it, or should I keep all the performances at non-sexual preference specific venues and club locations only? And also, just curious, have you guys ever had to change something to make people feel more comfortable when making decisions in your profession, careers? I might be overthinking this, or this is a concern. Any help would be appreciated. Thank you in advance for your time. Below is and this I'm going to show you actually the font size. And then in the largest font possible, the font is so big that the word below doesn't even fit on the screen. It says, below is a link to my music. You can listen if you would like. I hope you do. Again, not looking for a shout out.
Educated.
And even if you were looking for a shout out, how could we give it if you asked to be anonymous?
I know you're taking this out.
Like, what in the hell? Okay.
I can't with today's episode. Like, I don't.
Okay.
I'm up.
So he
down.
basically trying to figure out if he should perform at the gay club or not.
He's trying to figure that out. And so to me, I say do it, bro. Obviously, like I get. Well, I don't. But what I'm guessing is that your concern is from a business perspective, right? Because you mentioned specifically like it affecting the number of fans that you had and you offending people who are already fans of yours. I think that you should do it. I think that all promotion, is good promotion when it comes to you actually being able to present your art. That's great promotion. And so if these people are asking you and it's consistent work as an artist, that's what you want. You want consistent work. That means that you can sustain yourself doing something that you love. And the only way you can get that is through consistency. So I say take the bookings, do it, and just be known as a person who is completely comfortable with your sexuality. That's actually great press. It's an article for every magazine. There's true. Lots of different ways that this could actually work to your advantage.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah.
I think that too.
Yeah, I think
do it.
And from the tone of the email, he sounds comfortable with the idea of performing at a gay club.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like, because if he wasn't, he would have probably not even written it.
He never mentioned anything about like being hit on or unwarranted advances.
Right, or feeling like this isn't something he should do. So in my mind, if you're comfortable, you're making money, and you're able to, actually use your craft, like put it to use, then that's pretty ideal. It's people in the audience.
That's right.
Like you're acting like these are rabid animals
Yeah.
that are gonna hurt you. Like
That's
it's
right.
people.
There's ears and eyes.
It's
Ears,
people. You
eyes,
don't know
and
who's
money.
gonna.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, ears, eyes, and money in pockets, and that should be your only concern as a creator.
Exactly.
You don't know who's
Bottom
gonna be in
line.
that audience. You know.
Yeah.
It could be somebody working next to Clive Davis or somebody. You don't know
You
who's gonna be
never
at the
know.
gay club that night.
Yeah,
you
and
don't
a lot
know.
of the top producers and artists are gay, whether they say it or not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
they're probably
Real
in
talk.
the club watching you.
Right.
For real. You
Yeah,
said the
you
money's
know.
there. And,
Yeah.
and gays, we go up.
We
If you got something good going, like we gonna get behind it. So
Yeah.
I think the best advice might be for you to perform at the gay club, so you can get some real ass criticism on how good or bad your music might be.
That's true.
That's
too.
right.
And you can go back to the drawing board and be ready to get paid at them other clubs. But
You put that MacBook, that Serato, and get you a drum set, throw it in the back of that van, get on down to the Pixie Stick and do your set. That's what
Pixie
you
Stick.
that's what you do. You
And
go.
I do think it's smart with Justin said about flipping it as a PR opportunity
Yeah.
too. Why
Yeah.
not? You know, and be like, I'll perform anywhere. Like I'm not tripping. you know?
Yeah.
that's right. Go ahead,
So
Make
get
it
your
make
money.
it a chess move.
get your paper. Make it your next move your best move. Right.
Let us
That's
know
what
how
the
it works
hustlers
out. Okay, our next letter. This is cool. Okay, this letter says, "Secret of a lifetime. Hey guys, so I have a major secret. You're not going to in a couple seconds. Hey guys, so I have a major secret that's been plaguing me, and I want your advice on A, would you tell? And B, how would you feel if your friend kept this from you?" This sounds great. So I got married in secret about 4 years ago.
Wow.
It was mainly for immigration reasons. We had only been dating for a few months at that point, but I was fortunate to have fallen in love and maintained this relationship. He went back home for 3 years and recently came back to Canada this year. My issue is that only 3 people in my life know about my marriage: my mom, grandma, and a close friend. And while I would love to just come out and tell everyone the truth about us, I'm terrified about how they will take it or that they'll hate me and cut me loose. I'm a person who has an immense amount of love for my friends. I'm an only child, so they're like my siblings. And so the thought of something driving a rift between us scares me, which stops me from coming clean. My main reason for keeping it a secret from everyone at first was my fear that the entire arrangement would go awry and I would look like a fool. I have crazy pride. When I told my close friend, she cried and was hurt that I kept it from her. And so gauging from this response, I've developed an aversion to breaking the news. I'm just so confused and I'm so tired of hiding this. Thanks in advance for your advice. Please be gentle with me, Dustin. LOL. I appreciate it. A fan forever and always. What I'm confused about is why, now that you've gained this citizenship, I'm assuming, why you feel like it even has to be a secret anymore. Like I was waiting for the reason that she was keeping this marriage a secret. Like,
Right.
was it her cousin or was it, like, why was she tripping? And
Was it her
it just doesn't seem like anything worthy of like that much, secret keeping
friend.
work.
Probably because her friend. Well, when it's immigration stuff, I think that was a big factor. But then, like, once they finally told their friend, I guess that really might have set that off. Like, it's like, damn, well, should I tell anybody now? Like, since my friend was so
Right.
hysterical about it.
And it seems like when your friend asks you, because I just judging from what I know about conversations like that, the first thing your friend would say would be like, "How you not gonna tell me?" But
Right.
then when you respond with, "Girl, because I was trying to stay over here, it was an immigration thing," your friend would be like, "Oh, okay." So maybe your friend had the issue for tripping like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think that's going to be like everybody's reaction.
Yeah,
Like,
because I'm trying to
friend's Mama
think
Joyce.
if
right.
Mama Joyce. I'm trying
Pride's
to
dogs.
think if a friend of mine said to me like I'm married
Mhm.
and didn't tell you for the past 4 years, I don't think I'd hate them. Like, it's
Especially
not.
after
Okay.
they shared with you that they were keeping that secret
because
for that reason.
immigration, which I understand that's sensitive. Like anyone could tip off.
I feel like I would be excited, like, "Oh my God, so you did that? Like, that's what's up. Like, it worked
Now you
out."
get
Okay.
to stay.
I'll be ready to celebrate.
I'd be like,
Right.
I hope you're not asking me for no gift now, because
Right.
it wasn't a wedding.
all right.
Yeah, no, I don't know that. Maybe you're overreacting on how you think the rest of your friends will take it, because I'm sure they're not going to take it that bad. It is kind of like frustrating, like, damn, why didn't you tell me? But like Dustin said, when you explain the reasons,
it seems like they'd be excited and happy for you
that it worked out.
Yeah.
I do see on like a small scale, like how 4 years down the road, if you friends with somebody, it would be like, damn, well, you couldn't, like, that little thing. But I would get over it. I mean, I wouldn't care, actually. I'd be like, well, as long as you here,
as long as it works.
But I think on some small scale, I would be like, well, damn, like, you couldn't tell a G, you couldn't just slide them something.
Right.
Like,
but think about this too, right? Like, there's also this angle. So once you share with them that you're married, and that obviously that means that you were keeping it a secret that you weren't a citizen as well, right? So I would be so happy that, like, I couldn't believe that there was an opportunity that I may have lost you. Like, you wouldn't even be able to be over here. I would just be so grateful that, like, everything worked out, and that, and I would just be tripping that I was unaware this whole time that, like, it was iffy as to whether you were even going to be over here or whatever.
Right.
I would be so happy. So that girl is tripping. I wouldn't give a damn how she felt about anything.
Yeah, and that's the way to put it in perspective for her. Like, you mad, but like, you'd be even more upset if I was gone.
Right.
Because there's somebody that was in our life. She don't live here no more. Her visa was up, so she had to go back.
But did she specify whether the immigration issue was hers or her husband's?
See, I don't know. But either way,
she said he left.
Right.
So it must be hers.
Oh, that's even.
Yeah, because maybe she did it for him.
Oh, you mean like she's straight and he was the one who did the paperwork?
Yeah, like for his immigration status.
Damn. So do they even? You gonna have to write us back, because do your friends even know that that's your man? Like.
That's probably why she got to tell him now. He back, and it's like, oh damn, my husband's back.
My husband's back.
Yeah, so they're like, who is this nigga just walking around and walking around scratching his stomach and shit? Who is he? Like he live here? Yeah,
he wasn't in Vegas with us 2 months ago. Like,
y'all got wedding rings and stuff.
Well, it's
unless you've been doing whatever you wanted to do for the past 3 years.
We need to follow up.
Yeah, you're going to have to write us back.
We need a rewrite.
Because Dustin and Sunday had turned it into a whole different story.
Look, Zola. I was about to say, it's about to be the new Zola up in this motherfucker, for real. By the way, Zola was good.
It was.
Did you read it
so fast.
Do you think it was true?
No.
Not at all?
No.
I wish it was.
You think she made
It's incriminating. So I know it can't be like, that's why I'm like.
But you think she made every one of those tweets up?
No, I think she probably does work at Hooters.
That's it. That's all you think happened.
I hope there have been more things that have happened to her to give her that creativity. Or let me not say that sounds so bad. I don't want y'all attacking me. But that shit was good. Like, it was riveting. Like, I couldn't stop.
It was riveting.
Yeah, I had to reread it. I was like,
but some parts were just like, come on, girl. Like when she said, first of all, okay, I don't even know which part to grab it.
Yo,
the part where she said he jumped off the balcony and his pants grabbed. He got caught.
What? He got caught off the side of the store.
And she stood there and watched that shit. Okay, Zola.
Woo.
Okay.
I'm tuning in.
Or the fact that a pimp became cool with her that quick and was just like, yeah, you booked the appointment. Like, I don't know.
Okay. And didn't make her work.
And didn't make her work. And was that good looking out?
Look, if she starts a book club, I'm joining.
A pimp that shot someone in the face.
Right.
Friend, I really wish I was like one of your like listeners at home that have known you like since before YouTube, because they probably listening right now like, I can't believe Fran is talking about Zola now.
I read it too. I mean, it was on Twitter. Everyone was talking about this girl for like a week. So when I got on, I was like, "Who is Zola?" And then
Zola was out for Halloween.
People made.
I think I saw some Zolas.
People made the Storify. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Where you just like put it in one.
Yeah.
And so
that's how I was able to read it.
Yeah, I read the Storify. And I was like, "What the hell?"
I was creeping on Twitter when it happened.
Oh yeah, I don't even know when it happened, but they still talking about her. You would think it happened today,
man. Because that was a really great like Twitter moment. Those don't happen very often anymore.
No. There's been some great moments in Twitter history.
There
I'll
have.
never forget the night when the Jade fight happened. When that girl got beat up, there was a fight. For those who don't know and aren't familiar, there was a huge fist fight in a high school that some girls recorded on a cell phone camera.
Oh, in the locker room.
Yes, and what made it so fascinating was that the one young lady was obviously the victim of bullying in the situation. And so, as a viewer, you're already conflicted for watching these fights, but whatever, we all watch. And so we watched the fight, and we're like, please, like, let this girl stand up for herself. Let this girl, beat her ass or something. And oh, did she? Oh, did she?
She did.
I mean, it was a legendary night.
Yeah, but she pulled out like boxing moves. Like that wasn't even like
her
a
stance.
typical child.
She had a stance.
Yeah, that wasn't like a school fight.
Yeah.
That was straight Floyd.
Let that be a lesson to you.
Leave folks alone.
Okay.
Yes. So
underdog.
that was a great night. So yeah.
What
So,
other letters do we have? Because this is clearly like a grab bag episode.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep grabbing letters out the bag.
Right?
I did have a few of them queued. Are you going to sing a song, Fran?
No.
You ain't never going to sing on the show, are you?
Probably not.
That's fucked up.
I'm booked.
What if I write... Let me find out you hate Fran Price.
Completely booked. Okay, here we go. I work for the state government here in Alabama. This potentially could be a career that I may ride out to retirement age, so you can imagine that I want to keep relationships pleasant. This is definitely the type of job where who you know can get you farther than what you know, and the benefits are amazing, aside from living in the South, but I digress. I change my hair a lot. Every time I see a hot new DIY weave, braid, natural, etc. video on YouTube, I'm ready to switch things up. Plus, it saves a ton of money since I'm paying for grad school out of pocket. The women at work took notice and took advantage. Granted, it was my own fault for saying yes to the very first person, but now I'm like the office stylist at 1/3 of a salon price, mind you. Every question about hair is directed to me, and now I have gone from working business office hours to damn near 7 days a week, braiding, weaving, and spending unnecessary time with coworkers. I wanted to leave behind every Friday at 5:30, 4:30 CST. I had a superior bring me pictures of the way that she wanted her braids done the following weekend, and I told her no because I was busy, and she didn't even ask if I would do them. She hasn't spoken to me since.
Wow.
Needless to say, I'm unbothered, and she doesn't sign my checks, so fuck it. But 2 days later, another coworker does the same thing. If I keep checking everybody, it's going to be tense as hell by the end of the month, and I definitely don't want to stifle my career pissing off the same people who have a say whether or not I'm promoted. What do I do? I was fired from my last job for reading a chick down after holding it in for years. Everybody in the outside world gets my worst attitude because I feel like I can't speak my mind at work. My mouth is smart as hell, but I've been here for 3 years and managed to keep a fake smile because usually my gripes were work related. But if they're going to give me pettiness for the way I want to spend my free time, I'm more than likely going to have to help them gather their lives, and unemployment checks can't cover this fashion. Please help.
You're going to have to make up a lie. You're going to have to lie and say you can't do hair no more. Tell them. No.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Because you know what? You probably said no to the wrong person. That superior might have been the last head you might have needed to do to get out of the water.
Right. She's charging them though, right?
Yeah, I think she said she charged them like a third of it. Yeah,
price.
she gave them like the discount and stuff.
But braids is a lot of time and all that stuff. She's not charging enough money. I have a solution that I feel like fixes.
Price.
Yeah, well, this I feel like this is how you kill two birds with one stone, right? Go on medical leave from work for carpal tunnel. Fake like you have carpal tunnel. Then you can get like you can get like disability checks, right? And if you have Aflac, that covers the gap, and so you get like your full pay. And then you never have to do anybody's hair again once you go back to work because they think your hair's fucked up. So you're good to go. It's like you get a paid vacation.
There you go.
You get a paid vacation. They know you off work, and then when you come back, my hands is broke. I can't do nothing. And you don't ever have to do nobody's hair again. Boom.
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 Zola couldn't have written a better story for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Put your hand in the hand of the man. Blame it on your hand. Blame it on your hands.
This is the bonus.
Hands. We're gonna blame it on your hands.
Is this the bonus?
No, that's the mixtape.
The mixtape.
Album dropping soon. Look out for that. That digital. Yes, but that's my suggestion.
Digital wax.
Go on medical leave, fake like you have carpal tunnel, kick back, watch The Real, watch The View, watch all the daytime television you want, gain 10 pounds, just live for a month of doing nothing. Then once you go back to work, pretend like your hands are just rotten from the core and you can't do anything and you're good to go.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say
Keeps her on track to get her retirement.
But my question is, why is she giving such a huge discount? Why not make it like? Why not make it a thing where it's like this is a side job almost?
Right.
Well, I think she just wanted it to be.
While.
I think this is what would have happened to me. Like it was like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna just charge you whatever, and then it happened a couple of times, and then a couple became a few,
right?
And then it's like, well, I can't tell this one no because she's my homegirl superior. I can't tell this one. Like I think it just got out of control. And I was gonna say maybe you should just do hair full time. Be like, look, I can't do y'all bitches hair unless I'm gonna open up my shop, and I can't do that unless I charge y'all for the full price. What is it?
Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Make it worth your while.
But if you don't want to open a salon, you just tell them like, look, I want to do your hair, but if I make my time worth it, I'm gonna have to charge you for the full price, and I'm only taking X amount of clients a week.
That's what I would do. I would gather around, ladies.
That's right. Tell them all.
Let's have a chat.
Put it on the board.
Put it on the board, and I'll say I'm doing this many heads a week. And this is the price.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be doing this regularly, because it has to make sense.
Yeah.
Or just make one of them's hair fall out, and then ain't nobody gonna want to fuck with you no way.
Then she gonna get fired too.
Well, just pick somebody in the mail room.
Not the superior.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, you didn't say someone in the mail room. Oh my God, you are awful.
Dustin got it all figured out.
Oh my God. Said pick someone. I love how we flipped the energy, because in the beginning no one wanted to sing,
Right.
and now we had like 4 songs.
2 song references.
This is a testament that you can control your energy. You know what I mean? You can flip it, you can change it. The world is how you see it.
Energy is versatile.
Right? I think this episode was a true testament to that. Because y'all don't know, we came in and had to re-record. Everybody was just off. So this is cool. I'm glad that we were able to flip it. So what's the song that we're gonna outro with tonight?
Fran started.
No.
Oh shit, hold on. Oh damn, I was about to back you up.
Asante got hyped.
I did. I was like, hold on, we getting ready. I was like, quick, turn the wigs around. I'm like, I just knew Fran was about to bust it out.
I feel like I should sing some sister act.
You know what? You should, if you even started with like a humming of some sort that we could work up. Fran, that's what we need, Fran. You know what? This week happened, and so you have to tie it together now, because what they don't know is you the one that turned it around. Fran had to be like our mamas and be like, all right, now.
I was tired.
We gonna record this show, and it's gonna be good.
Nope, I'm leaving it to y'all.
All right, well, we out then. Everybody stay up. One time for Detroit, one time for ATL. Shout out to Harlem in the building. Shout out to everybody that's trying to make some of this. Shout out to everybody that went and got some Carmex or some gum today to try to make their shit better. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody.
That was Dustin's wellness tip for the day.
That's right. Keep it clean, keep it tight, keep it right, and I might. And on that note,
stay classy.
Thank you for listening. See you next week.